GeneralsGentlemen.
Hello! Welcome to Company of Heroes 2, the second one of that video game. This is a 2v2, and this one is pretty hyped as it is the current... I've been using the term replay of the week because of my old GameReplays.org heritage, but it's actually, I think it's called highlight replay.
Highlight replay, yeah.
Replay highlight.
Highlight something.
Yeah, and it's not per week. Sometimes it stays up there for like months. And then sometimes the highlighted replay changes quite quickly. So what I mean by that is actually has it like embedded within the front page of co2.org, gets a lot of views. So this is going to be Ciez and Zarok as our allies, Soviets and Americans, so double allied.
Yep, they're going to be playing off against, down the bottom here, Xeno and Qmotion. They're going to be over Commander West for both. So, should be a pretty fun matchup. The very, very high tier players here. So, always makes for an enjoyable cast. And we haven't done a 2v2 in a little while, so that's gonna be good as well.
We do 2v2s on pretty rare occasions, and really any team games for that matter. 1v1s are generally a bit more entertaining as there's a bit more strategy and whatnot, but if you have two very coordinated teams, you can definitely have some very interesting synergies, and the larger battles overall can be quite entertaining.
Combined arms can be really cool as well, at a high tier level as well, so our players decide to play. A few more sandbags being thrown down in the middle here by our Axis players. There's the Kubel of the day. Should get a nice angle down there on the rifleman there. Yes, of course, not behind heavy cover in that location, and does force off both of those squads there. Double
Kubel. This is actually a very small map. One of those maps that's designed for 1v1 and then really just put in the 2v2 map pool. So Kubels are actually pretty decent in the fact that it's very open. And there's not that much cover in garrisons, so you generally have a pretty good flanking angle.
And a lot of the cover is fairly directional as well. It's pretty hard to take cover from several directions at once, so Kubel's doing a pretty good job here. Shutting down a fair bit of ground. Yeah, allies were trying to collapse down, and it really didn't work out for them. If they can fall back to this heavy cover, they might be okay.
Very nice Sturm Pioneer play coming out of Xeno. The Kubel Wagons really bought the time for the Sturms to close the gap, get up close, and so far, both Xeno and Qmotion, they're having really good territory.
It's a really nice early game coming out here. So Ciez is going to be collapsing from the backhand side now. This is really nice. You do need to kind of focus one side when you're dealing with a couple of Kubel Wagons, but again, support coming out from our Axis here. Garrison is taken. I'm not sure if there are any windows on the other side because there's a kind of a hedge in the way, so I'm not sure if the rifleman can actually fire on that Kubel. Oh, they can.
They can.
Yeah, they can. Yeah, okay.
Also a lot of roads. That makes the Kubels even harder to kill, having extra movement speed. So Zarok hasn't gone for his M3. There definitely can be a way of dealing with the Kubels as either an M3 or a Zis gun pretty quickly. He's gone for Conspam though. Conspam definitely can deal with the Kubels if you have AT grenades, but you do need to make sure you flank the Kubel, get around it, block off the retreat, and that can be hard to do in 2v2s because the map is they're just smaller.
Definitely can make life quite difficult. Vols are denied the garrison on that side. Our allies realise they really have to work in well together here, and they have actually taken control of the VP. They've got some Vols barricades there, and they're going to throw some cons ones down as well. Kubel's going to be hitting a lot of wall from that position.
Yeah, behind the wall there, they're going to be forcing these riflemen away. Garrisons don't offer as much protection as the heavy cover, and also you only have a limited windows. So in a situation like that, the garrison actually isn't beneficial compared to just the proper heavy cover. And we do see more heavy cover here, so the Kubel, it's not going to be able to suppress anyone behind this, and it's going to do very gradual damage, but the cons actually were issued an order to attack the Kubel, so it meant when the Kubel drove away, they left their cover to chase it down. So in a situation like that, what you generally want to do is just issue a hold command, so then they just stop moving and they'll only target what's within their range.
Don't want to leave that cover. It's the ideal thing, and you generally want to be in cover as well, as Ciez is just about to find out with these Sturm Pioneers. They did manage to drop a model there, actually. Wow.
Wow.
Qmotion actually backs away from that. Probably smart.
Oh, there's the M20.
There's the M20 coming out as well. So the Kubel should know about this fairly shortly. If not, it's going to know about it super soon. Yeah. It's in some serious trouble.
Very, very powerful against the Kubels. Definitely going to take this one down here. Two bursts really can actually crush it in time. No Rekenwerfers and no Shreks at this stage. The other Kubel is in a rough spot, but there are a few squads of Volks nearby, and whilst the Shrek's coming out now. That's the thing with Volks Grenadiers is you never know if you're safe or not with the light vehicle play because you just don't know if they're currently in the process of upgrading. He's actually scavenging this, and he may lose it as well. He take a lot of extra damage. Ouch! Qmotion learned his lesson. You don't salvage whilst in combat. The received accuracy modifier is ridiculous. I think it's
pretty huge,
like 200%.
I'm pretty sure
so
it's that.
much more. And the Sturm Pioneers, I don't think they're going to survive this one.
I don't think so. This is a really nice play, but the Spare Panzer headquarters is actually coming up as well. The M20's got
that's the mechanized.
Oh god, I got a Unity flicked past it and I got really excited because the tree kind of blocked the area where the gun would be.
There is no flat cannon on that base.
I was gonna say that's a little bit early for one, isn't it? So,
but there is a Puma coming out, and look at Qmotion. He's literally got 2 squads. That's kind of punishing. At least he didn't lose the squad with the Shrek. That's even worse, because the munitions is then very, very hard to get back. As the Puma, he has the Panzer Fusiliers, very resilient infantry with the 6-man squads. Not a very common thing for the Axis, and the Puma's going to be able to shut down the M20. Very, very hard.
Counterplay for counterplay coming out here. Ooh, a nice play as well. He's moving it in with the Kubel. He's revealed it now, but he was waiting for the M20 to potentially make a play onto it.
I wonder what Zarok's going for. Doesn't have any tech buildings yet, so it really could be a number of things.
Does have the AT grenades though.
Yeah, he's probably had them for a while. Doesn't have Molotovs yet. Grenades I hear, but I don't see grenades. There's currently 3 battles going on at once.
Yeah, there are a lot of them.
And he's got a rifleman flank here, but it doesn't really have anything to do with it. Not Veterancy 1, so he doesn't have the AT grenades. He will just get suppressed. And there's actually the battle group headquarters here. Will give the forward heal point. Hasn't got the retreat point yet, but it's in actually a very, very good spot. There's a garrison. There's trees in the way, a lot of shot blockers. So it's going to be very hard to siege this AT gun. And I think it's in a pretty good spot. And Zarok actually is locked in his mechanized support. That's the Guard and the ISU. So won't have any more heavy mortars to worry about, which are very, very powerful in a small map such as this. AT grenade lands.
Penetrates.
Well, you'll always penetrate against the Puma, but probably not going to be a huge deal. He can just reverse move and get back to his mechanized headquarters for that repair.
Was already moving at full speed along the road when it actually hit.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
Pretty safe position. Yeah, it is an 8. Ooh, Cons get the nice retreat coming down, so Zarok will have his squad live to see another game. Question for you, Machine. Can you reinforce from garrisons with the battle group headquarters that close?
No.
No.
Yeah, you mean, can you reinforce a squad that's inside of a garrison?
No, you can't. So, yeah.
That's the same with anything, half tracks.
Clarify that for our viewers.
That would be really OP if you could.
It would be, wouldn't it? Yeah.
I'm glad you can't.
Yeah.
There's actually an M6 mine here, so expect to see some Puma baits. And there's no bars yet either on Ciez, so the mines are definitely... Well, they should be expected coming out of Ciez. There's 2 there, maybe a 3rd, but perhaps not. He's going for his airborne, so he's going to have those paratroopers. LMGs, I'm sure, will be the upgrade of choice on an open map like this. Very, very powerful infantry, really able to stand toe-to-toe with any kind of Axis infantry.
Guards coming out here for Zarok. They're going to be taking control over the middle. Have those PTRSs as well. Very, very potent. And that Kubel's not going to have a very fun time.
Yeah, the Guards are a pretty no-brainer choice. Not only are they just...
That's dying in one more volley.
Really good against infantry, but with the Puma and the Kubel, they're going to have pretty good anti-vehicle presence as well. Bit of a slugfest here in the middle. Swim Officer is there as well, so those Volks are buffed up. He may lose the Volk squad. You don't mess around with the PTRS on a retreat because they can wipe you even from a pretty far distance.
No DPs on the Guards, no button available, so the Puma can go fairly close there and is actually looking to force them off. Does succeed in doing that. Gets rid of them.
The Guards of Veterancy 2 already. A lot of nades are coming out from Xeno, so that's Shreks that he doesn't have. He does have 1, and really that's it.
Doesn't have to put money into Panzer Fusilier G43s though.
Well,
base,
Xeno
but,
isn't the Panzer Fusilier guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He doesn't have to put munitions into that one. So, I mean, he does have a little bit more freedom of movement as opposed to Qmotion. I like the M20 play coming out from Ciez. He knows there's a lot of stuff on the field that can deal with it, so he's really using it on those edgy engagements on the side against, Volks, Sturm Pioneers, against individual squads.
Yeah, I also really like how there's the Minesweepers on the Sturm Pioneers. So they're going to be able to detect the M6 mines if he gets close, which he hasn't yet. And they're quite low on health, so it's going to be risky for him to make those sort of plays. And Fortifications is a good map.
Oh no!
Oh, the M6! Oh, wow!
Ah.
What? The problem was there is he actually scared him away. The riflemen were closing in with the AT grenades.
Should have backed away with with the rifleman there.
So he kind of had a bait, but then he kind of forced the bait away with his own rifleman. The Puma's still nearby. He actually got a nade off with his conscripts.
Wow.
Oh, nice flank here coming out of Zarok. Don't think he can close this one though. What was that?
What was that?
I don't know.
I do not see anything.
Anyway, the paratroopers looking for the damage. They have rear armor. They may be able to kill it with the LMGs. Probably not though. The Puma is max range. But it's getting pretty close.
They're stopping.
He's going to take a bit of bleed here. They're not cheap, those airborne. Oh, yeah, I think it's 37 manpower per model. Yeah, MD-34s, the Pack 43 is very potent on this map. Very, very small, and there's, you know, a lot of open ground in the middle here, and you can protect it quite easily, again, because of the garrisons and all the shot blockers in the route. We've lost games ourselves to Pack 43s on this map.
Yeah, we definitely have. So, yeah, the slugfest in the middle can get pretty damn dangerous. We actually do have our Soho Panzer headquarters now at a much more reasonable time of 11 minutes 30 coming out here on the side of Qmotion. So he's going to be throwing that one down in the middle. Hopefully they can hold on to it for a little bit longer.
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
there it
I
is.
think it got revealed. The M20 is
That's
getting it
right
down.
out in the open, though. That's a very risky spot.
I think
and
it's
he's actually
dead.
focusing on the M20 and the rifleman. He may lose this one. It's getting pretty close, but I think he's going to finish.
Oh.
He lost it. You really shouldn't build those things in combat, and make sure you have the map because they die so quick. That's 80 fuel down. That's a pretty crushing blow, but even then, I think it was a pretty bad spot. It was out in the open. It's easy pickings for an AT gun.
Yeah, I mean, like, potentially if it went up, they might have had better control over the middle, but it was so dangerous without having further vision forward to actually try and go for that one.
Yeah,
so.
and all it would have required is this Sherman and a Zis gun.
Yeah.
And that's really it. This gun, you know, you want to have vision, but if you don't have vision, you can't attack ground and you outrange it. So, I mean, the way I see it is you want to have the Panzer headquarters locking down a point, but you want to have it in a way where it's concealed behind terrain, so you can't just get sniped. And if it's not an option, then just have it somewhere more defensive. That's the way I see it, at least. Sherman definitely has a little wipe potential with the HE shells. Raketenwerfer is going to be pretty powerful with its high rate of fire. You know, for example, like here, right? If the Panzer headquarters here, it's covered by the walls. It's hard to actually get anything in range. And you can mine the roads.
You cover the general area around the fuel point and the VP as well on the side, so...
Especially when it's around a wall. It means that there's no way to outrange it with an AT gun. You have to actually walk around a corner and kind of face check it. And then in which case, since you're close to it, it just guns you down. So, yeah. Anyway, looking at Zarok. Still no tech, so he may actually just be saving up for an ISU. This is a very good map for an ISU. Having the tier 34s would be nice, but it's a little bit too late. If he was going to go tier 3, he would have gotten them quite some time ago, but even then, there is the Puma on the field, so the tier 3 is going to be quite hard to use. That nade is going to wipe that Wolf squad. The guard nades are very, very potent.
They definitely are. Yeah, bit of a munitions investment, but definitely worth it in this case. The only issue might be, I mean, you know, 6 CPs at the moment.
Oh.
He has to save for another 12. The Sherman.
No, he gets away. Yeah, it's just with the Sherman on the field. It's a little bit of an overlap there. You don't really need the Shermans and the tier 3. It's nice to have, but it does then eat away into your call-in cost. But tier 4.
As we speak, tier 4 makes more sense.
Yeah, Katusha's a very good choice. I mean, there's a lot of blobbing, and that's just the nature of this map. You know, the small map with the sort of the OKW with their forward bases. Katusha's going to be able to really wreck this. But the hard counter is there, the Puma. So they really have to make sure that he has units protecting it, or he has mines nearby, or both. On the side, bit of a flank.
As we speak, Qmotion going for a Stuka as well.
Ooh.
So again, yeah, pretty similar choices coming out from both the Allies and Axis. And a Vol's nade!
Oh, wow. Treats. I don't think we've seen a nade really connect the entire game thus far.
Yeah, Zarok hasn't
coming out of Xeno. Ooh.
Yeah.
He gets it. The button was there to prevent it from escaping. Kubel finally was destroyed, but it will be the Puma and the Stuka. Looking at Xeno, I think he was the guy that lost his tier 4, so there won't be a Panther for quite some time.
I think you find it might have been Qmotion who lost the.
Oh, was it?
The
Panther.
Panther
Oh, you're right.
Yep,
Of course,
yep.
it's right there. So actually, never mind that. Xeno will have his Panther in about 35 more fuel. It's going to be very important to deal with the Sherman. And Ciez can afford another Sherman, but he's probably just going to wait for a Jackson, I suspect. Doesn't really need to have a second Sherman when there's the Katusha on the way for the anti-infantry, especially with the Jackson. You know, you really want to have that to deal with the tanks when they eventually do show up, which won't be too much longer for Xeno's Panther, and the Puma's still there.
Yeah, so looks like Zarok's actually still holding on to it at this point. Oh no, there we go. He's starting to build it now. I think he was considering it, but he's like, I'm on 9 CPs now. Maybe we can just hold out a little bit longer. But I think the Katusha is going to be a better choice in the end.
Yeah, and 2 ISUs aren't really that good.
True, yeah.
Because there's just so much pop cap. It's 24 pop cap each.
Not only
25
that, yeah.
even.
Not only that, it's also very difficult to micro with the ammo changes. It can actually be quite difficult to make sure you have each one on the correct ammo in the right position. Having one IS2 and switching between them, can work out a lot better as well. And as you were saying, yeah, a lot of pop cap
Yeah,
there, so
it's nice to have them, because then you can just leave one of them on HE and leave the other on AP.
Yeah.
But it's hard to protect it, because it's literally half your pop cap.
Definitely.
So you don't have as much room left over for your infantry, for your Zis guns, all that supporting AT, which you really need to keep them alive, because they're quite fragile. A Raketenwerfer flank, this is completely okay because they have retreat, so if he gets caught out of position, you can just retreat it.
Yeah, pretty instant back away there from Ciez. He definitely knows what's going on.
Yeah.
Not going to get caught out by that one. The Raketenwerfer will actually just respace on the side there. So Xeno, he's going for something now. What's he building up? He's building Oversaw Button. Okay,
Yeah,
so
a
another
good
squad of
choice.
those coming up. And
Double Sherman, actually.
Oh, double Sherman. There you go. Who takes another shot?
M6 mines haven't found a target just yet.
They haven't, no. They're still just shelling around the place. They haven't been cleared yet.
But that can be beneficial, because if it finds a Panther rather than finding a Puma, that's a win. That's a hardcore win. They are immobilized, so the Panther won't be able to move at all until it's repaired, and that can really be a game changer. If you lose your Panther as OKW, that's really it. You don't have any more vehicles for quite some time with that fuel penalty.
So, I think the Stuka and the Katusha should both be out in the field yet, and I don't think... hang on. Did the Stuka must have fired. The barrage was a cooldown, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, no, I did. We saw it.
Yeah,
I
remember
screen.
destroying the garrison. Yeah, okay, I remember now. I was just missing the playing as allies, waiting for the sound of the Stuka to fire sound.
I think loses the engine. I think it's because we were watching a tank battle. The Sherman was getting caught.
So the Katusha does know that the Stuka's
there it is.
now.
And look at that. He's behind his M6, his mine. He's behind his Zis guns, his MGs.
Really
a
nice
very, very
positioning.
safe spot. He's firing now. Where is he going? Probably
in the middle.
Here. That'd be a safe bet.
Yeah.
The garrison's keeping the MG alive. Also, the infantry aren't safe either. Stuka fired meanwhile. Didn't quite see how much it did, but we can have a look at it. Wherever the hell it is.
Under Qmotion.
So it got 6 kills. Wow.
And while the Katusha, I'm going to take a bet here out of the blue and say 0. Yeah,
I'm gonna say 1. Oh, 0? No, you're right.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was pretty far away. It was like max range,
Yeah.
so the scatter is huge. You really want to drive... Oh, no, he sees the mine. You really want to drive your Katusha and really anything, your Panzerwerfer, as close as you can. Anything with scatter, I mean, to avoid the scatter as much as possible. Stuka, yeah, I don't think it wiped a squad. I saw it wipe 2 models of a major, so I'm not quite sure if it was a squad wipe. Either way, it's definitely nice to have that Zis gun, so the Stuka to counter the Zis guns in the support weapons. Katusha's are more blob control, where Stukas are more denying Zis guns, which denying AT guns is very, very important. Same with denying the heavy mortars. They just wipe them very easily. Gotta be careful, 2 HE Shermans are twice as good at wiping infantry as 1 HE Sherman.
You didn't even have to finish that
one
sentence,
one HE Sherman are pretty good at wiping squads.
They're pretty good. I would definitely recommend them. MG goes down at the same time here for Zarok. Loses that one, and a big push coming out from Ciez on that side. Looking towards our VPs, 281 for our Axis and 397 for our allies.
Storm Officer is here, so this infantry is going to be stronger than what you would normally see, having that accuracy buff. I think it received accuracy as well, even.
think our Axis are really struggling to keep control over the sides.
That's exactly it.
They're losing
yeah.
to, like, first it was the M20, now it's the HE Shermans. There's so much there that can just force off individual squads trying to go for caps.
And guards behind sandbags.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how do you even do that?
How do you deal with that?
Oh, this gun is how you deal with obers, apparently. One quite. Oh no, you wiped the cons, but the paratroopers weren't in position. There's actually 2 squads there, so could have
HE
kept.
Sherman's going in here.
Yeah, looking for some wipes.
Oof.
This is HE Sherman bait. This could
That's
easily be
Stuka.
bad. He hits a mine, a shoe mine, in fact. Heavy
There's the
damage
Panther.
engine just in time.
Stuka in the
Stuka
back
doing
lines.
heaps of damage. He may lose this Sherman. The other one as well.
Heavy damage.
Probably should waddle away, but the Rakan movers moving up for a
Oh,
flank. Both of
no.
these Shermans are wiped. Jackson's on the way, but it's just too late. Ouch. Katusha
Ouch.
as well.
Gets a couple of models.
Yeah.
Ouch. That was not fun.
That was a very close Katusha, so not
Yeah.
scattering much.
So
but
Ciez all of a sudden loses
Whoops.
2 of those HE Shermans, builds a Jackson now, but has no front line for it.
yeah, exactly. It's hard to use the Jackson on its own. You really have to have infantry scouting for it.
That was good timing on the Panther.
That's a huge sigh of relief now for our Axis, because now they're going to have the vehicle priority, and as a result, they're capping the right side. And even on the left, they can probably just drive the Panther and just force away those guards. So that opened up the side VPs.
Definitely. With that being said, Zarok, he's close to the ISU. He's already saving up the manpower, has the fuel. Or will do by the time the ISU actually rolls around.
It's also 12
So,
command
yeah.
points, so
Yeah.
not quite having the CP score. But
very
we will very,
close.
very soon. So I wonder if Ciez is going to go for another Sherman. Because it's going to be the time now
Yeah,
where,
I'd say Sherman.
yeah,
You can't have ISUs and Jacksons and not really have anything else on top of that. There's not enough Zis guns on the field at this point.
yeah, and he
Zarok.
can't build disc guns because of the Stuka.
Stuka. So yeah, I think definitely a Sherman would be the choice here. Zarok is running into this machine gun. The MG34 hasn't moved, hasn't
Yeah.
refaced. It's still there.
That Panzer headquarters is in such a good spot. It doesn't quite have cover on the whole VP, but it has a fair bit of it.
And while still having safety as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Really nice placement from Xeno.
Could go either way.
Well, there's a Thompson, isn't there?
It depends what
It's
models
lost off,
die.
So yeah,
Because different,
they look like a Thompson and a bar. I wasn't sure.
that 3 Volks get wiped here by the conscripts
And
units.
that's a Katusha, I think. Or is it
Stuka.
Stuka? Oh, doesn't get the
Didn't get the
Ziz.
Ziz, actually. Very
Yeah.
close to doing so. Incredibly close. There's the ISU here. So,
It's all about the micro here. It's the best way to deal with the ISU is to use combined arms, because you have to switch between HE and AP shells, and the fact that that takes 10 seconds to actually do that. Using combined arms against the ISU really puts it in a tough spot. So we'll have to see how players play.
yeah, exactly. If you can poke it with the Volkskrins with their Shreks, and then retreat them and then drive your Panther in, then you got the wrong ammo, and the same way. If you poke it with your Panther and then it changes ammo, move your Volks in with the Shreks, it's not really that effective. But if you get caught at the wrong time, you're going to take a bit of punishment there from it. So the ISU, you can all in it quite easily. It's very, very slow movement, slow rate of fire. It's all about the support of it, right? How many guards are nearby? How many mines are on the field? Is there a Zis gun? Is there a Jackson nearby? At the moment, there's a mine, guard, Jackson. So he can't really all in the ISU until he knows that he's cleared away and forced away the support for it, or he has more support himself. And with the really heavy armor on the ISU, you do have to make sure you pick that engagement correctly, because if you do underestimate it, you can actually lose your tank in the process.
More paratroopers coming in.
Takes a
Lots
while
of
to
things.
desire.
I think this is about the third squad we've seen come in from
Yeah.
Ciez. Has enough for his Thunderbolt as well, and we have to remember the combination, the tank killing here from Ciez and Zarok is actually pretty good. They have Mark Target, an ISU, a Jackson,
Yeah, that's huge.
a Rocket Strafe. That's a lot of stuff. Especially when you use the synergy of the guards with a button. If I think one squad has DPs, which they do, yeah, one squad has DPs, and then use that in synergy with the P47, because the P47 pretty inaccurate, but not against a stationary target or a slow target, as you would
Yeah,
with the
that's
U
right.
button. So,
Depending how big it is as well. So
please, Zarok, stop running into the MG.
Yeah, he really does love walking to that
I think
MG.
he's just trying to he's trying to PTRS it down or something, destroy the weapon. I'm not sure what's
Well,
going on.
that's true. You don't have to flank MGs when you have PTRS. Yeah, so the Panther just completely dominates this side of the map. Stuka's going in once again. Will force... almost with the Katusha.
Close.
Almost getting
Yeah.
it, or even a con squad as well here.
Yeah.
The MG was taken out. I think, yeah, the Katusha got the MG, which was really annoying Zarok. That MG was an absolute pain in the ass for him, preventing him from capturing that. The Puma gets taken out by the ISU. That's
fight
very,
by the
very important. He's
Panther.
going in for it now, but the Jackson's ready and waiting. Doesn't have the heave ammo. AT grenade lands. It's penetrated. The Jackson's now got free roam on the Panther. He may lose this one. I'd like to see him try and back behind the Garrison to prevent the shock. The ISU is still there.
Crew shot.
He's stunned the mark.
The
Target the
Jackson!
Jackson. That's a dead Panther. And now that is good news for our allies.
Didn't need... Oh, they did use the mark target in the end, but I'm not even sure
It
if
was a
it
bit
went
late.
down in time. Yeah, it was like a late mark target. Even though they didn't need the P-47, they didn't need the button. All it took was just the ISU and the Jackson.
Well,
there.
no, all it took was RNG, right? Because there's like a 33% chance
Yeah.
of actually penetrating the Panther with its frontal armor.
That's
with it.
assuming if it hits.
Yeah, with an AT grenade, right? So you can't rely
AT
on
grenade, yeah.
conscripts with their AT grenades to deal with to zone away Panthers and Tigers, because chances are they won't penetrate.
Yeah.
But if it does penetrate, then you know it's quite vulnerable to the Jackson and the ISUs that
big
really just
shock.
rely on outranging it with their superiority, their range advantage.
True.
And yeah, like this sort of blobbing is risky because the Katusha it's looking for happy times, and so is the ISU. Really, 14 kills already. I think the
Nice
ISU was a
micro
good
from Zarok.
choice.
I think he's playing really well with it as well.
Yeah,
so.
the Pack 43 is probably not going to be worth it here for Xeno because the ISU does outrange it. It's like the same range, but you can kind of attack right in front of it and scatter into it. A bit hard to do, but still you can do it, especially because that commander has the precision bombing strike, which it will one-shot it. So it's nice to have, but I don't know if it's really going to be worth it. If he's floating a lot of manpower, I guess why not? Like with Qmotion, he's floating a lot of manpower. He has a lot of squads though. Kastuka's firing, they've retreated away from it.
Why don't we go for the Jackson?
You won't kill a Jackson
No,
one
he
shot
won't,
though, but
no.
you will kill Katusha with
Yeah,
one shot.
definitely will. Even another glancing blow will actually kill that Katusha. I'd like to see it repaired. I do like the play from Qmotion. He was kind of holding on to that Stuka barrage, waiting for the Katusha fire, because the most dangerous thing about the Katusha versus Stuka matchup is the fact that Katusha has to fire volleys. It has to fire... Oh, that's another wipe. Love the ISU. Has to fire 3 volleys. That means the Katusha is actually going to be stationary for quite a long period of time, and it has to be close in order to get a nice volley, so that the Stuka can just wait, fire its barrage, and hopefully try and get the Katusha. It's a very dangerous try and use the Katusha
Exactly,
in that matchup.
and also bear in mind that if the Katusha hits something, which you're hoping it will, since it's a massive scatter barrage weapon,
Fingers crossed.
it's probably going to hit something. It does then give vision, so then you know where it is, you can see it.
Yeah.
So then you can go with the Puma, with the Panther. That's Pack 43 right there. It's behind the Garrison, so it's very, very safe, but it can fire through Garrisons. And the ISU can't kill it in that spot, but Zarok's floating his munitions, so he can just go for the bombing run. But it's kind of a stalling tactic, right? It takes a while to go in for a flank, get the vision, call it down, and in that meantime, you can't really use vehicles around it, specifically the Jacksons, that are two-shotted by it. And often you can get taken out by surprise, that you don't know the Pack 43 is there until it fires at your Jackson, in which case there's one more shot required to kill the Jackson. So right now we could see it go for the Jackson if it's within range. Yeah, it's within range. He hits the Jackson. It was already out of its range though, and that's going to the bombing run there. Actually, he's going for the Panzer headquarters. I don't know if he can finish it off though. He will lose the Sturm Pioneers repairing it. Yeah, it's gone. Not quite the Panzer headquarters. One more ISU shot, even a Panther shot. Sorry, a Jackson shot would get it.
Stuka's
there
firing.
we go. Yep.
Takes it out.
Yeah, easy.
What is
Nice
going
play. That's going to prevent the Panther, but that's the Yug Tiger on the field. The ideal counter and a smart choice against both the ISUs and the Jackson. That's a squad wipe right there.
Definitely a squad wipe and a half. So Pack 43 does actually survive this one. Another thing that...
Thunderbolt.
Oh, Thunderbolt coming in. Oh, doesn't get it.
Well, that's only a single pass.
Yeah.
35 kills is this
Okay.
Stuka, so it's been doing incredibly well for itself.
Dealing with this would be nice. So
And the Panzer headquarters was destroyed, so there's no more anti-air.
So something I was actually going to mention there. Oh, goes for the. Doesn't go for the Stuka that time.
So he's
Still
lucky that
coming
he's
through well.
going for the Jagdtiger and not the Stuka, because he won't lose the Jagdtiger. It will take time repairing it, not that long because Sumpani's repair very quickly, but it means at least the Stuka isn't getting taken out here, which was really the target.
So yeah, the one thing I was going to mention, the bombing strike costs a lot of munitions, and when Zarok really needs those, oh, that's close. You know, he's got the button, he's got the mark target, he's got lots of things he wants to spend munitions on.
Right.
Yeah, burning Pack 43 is a really nice way to burn a hell of a lot of munitions that it costs to actually use that precision bombing strike. So, and manpower matters a lot less than munitions does when you get this late in the game. And you have some support powers.
Qmotion, please. The ISU's coming.
Come on.
Okay. It's kind of unblocked a little bit. It missed the ISU shot. So, Katusha, a little bit late, but does a bit of damage. Loses it to the airborne, or perhaps the lieutenant here. Drops the Shrek as well.
That's dangerous.
Especially against the Jagdtiger. He's going to have a hard counter for that one. So, actually double ISU. That's going to be very effective, but he's low on pop cap. So, he can't reinforce his squads. Well, not really that much. He can't build any more disc guns, so...
And less repairs as well.
Yeah, it does definitely work. Because we always have HE, you always have an AP. But you have to make sure you have protection. But in this case, because there's double Jacksons, especially one of them Vet from C1, I think that's fine. He has plenty of protection for it. But at the same time, the Jagdtiger can just outrange it and outpoke it. And the Jacksons can't really deal with it front on. They have to all in, and they can't all in against Shreks and Rakendvivs and a Pack 43. Yeah, he's got the Pack 43s here.
That's the thing.
And now there's no longer a huge cache of munitions. Cache as in actual definition of the word cache and not like point that you build. Huge supply, huge requisition, huge bank.
Huge shots here.
Yeah, look at that. That Jagdtiger definitely is the alpha male, but there is two of them.
Bear
that one in mind. As this gun is here as well. He's getting forced away. Jacksons are moving in, but into the Pack 43.
That's
they can't
dangerous.
all in this one. They're going to try it, but the Pack 43 ready to party. One of them's taken right down. Rakendviv is here. Out of control. The Rakendviv was there already. He's got the rear armor, but it's going to take too long. The ISUs, if they're following up, they can maybe take it out. Pack 43 once again is firing. He can't get it.
The ISUs are moving in.
He won't get it. The ISUs really is the only option here. Out of control. One more shot would have taken out the Jagdtiger. But, no. That's what the Pack 43 is good for. Actually, maybe he's not done yet. The ISUs are moving in. He should get this one if he hits it. But he's being forced away by the Volks. The AT grenade penetrates.
How?
And he had the AP ammo on as well. Oh, nope. Just kidding. He must have changed it to the HE.
Baits for the squad wipes.
Gets the Volts, so that's a bit of a victory there, but losing both of those Jacksons...
Seems to be a bit of an issue with communication there.
Yeah, that's right. If the ISUs went in at the same time as the Jacksons, you would have got that one. But the Rakendvivs, their rate of fire is so high that they're ideal against Jacksons, even better than Packs, I would argue. They're not better against, say, Shermans or T-34s because they die a lot easier. Oh, wow, this Stuka.
It's doing work.
44 kills.
Really well-placed barrages here from Qmotion.
Yeah.
Do love a good
Katusha gets taken out by the Pack 43, I think?
Yeah.
No, it was a Rakendviv, in fact.
It's too far in.
But look at this Jagdtiger. The Thunderbolt's going for it.
This time you actually wanted to focus the...
Yeah, you wanted to focus the Stuka.
Focus the Stuka, man. Please.
I think we actually missed the Thunderbolt doing shots, but... Yeah, the Jagdtiger survives.
The last
one! Oh, he might get it!
I have faith! Oh, was that the recon?
I think it's out of range, though.
Something else, okay. Yeah, it might be.
Well.
I saw 2 yellow planes in the sky and I was excited, but it will survive to live for another day, and the Pioneers will repair it in about half a second, so...
It actually lasts a very long... Oh, the Stuka.
Oh, it does go for it.
Yeah, they just don't hit things very often.
I don't know if they have one more left or that was it.
I don't know. The thing with the Thunderbolt is it has a really long time, so it has a range that you can avoid. Yeah, duration. Yeah, but if you try and wait off the duration, it just lasts for so long.
Oh, ouch.
45 kills is the ISU. That is huge. It's only like Vet 1. It's almost Vet 2. But like really, you get veterancy for hitting vehicles. Thunderbolt's still here. It's only a truck though. Not a huge deal.
No luck. No luck.
That's Stuka. I think he's moving out now because he knows that was the last Thunderbolt.
And limited munitions here from Ciez. Zarok as well, just no munitions in the bank. With that being said, they've got to be careful not to give up too many more squads.
Oh, is he going for these repairers?
I think he is. That'll get him.
No, he went down.
He goes down.
This game is getting pretty tense. Only 79 VPs remain for our Axis, so they need to get these VPs back.
They definitely do. 328 here for our allies. They really do have a lot of time to work with.
Yeah, that's right. And a lot of fuel to work with as well. So yes, he can rebuild his Jacksons if he so desires, but really at this stage, he's just going to be maxing out on vetted infantry, it seems. Like, you don't have to kill the Jagdtiger. It's only a dedicated AT tank destroyer, so you can just spam infantry, and if you have the infantry advantage, then you can just play the VP game.
In this case, the guard squad of the VP advantage. I swear that squad's been there for about 20-30 minutes.
Wow, that's a assault artillery.
Oh, wow.
Desperate use of munitions, but it will allow him to secure the VP, and needed at this stage, quite necessary because of the lack of VPs they have. So if there wasn't the infantry advantage, if there was like vetted Obers, vetted Fallschirmjäger, lots of LMG Grens, then the Jagdtiger is a huge problem because it really prevents the Sherman play, the T-34 play.
The ISUs have just been completely denied.
Yeah, that's right. The ISU has been wiping so much infantry that the infantry and the vetted infantry isn't really an issue here for our Axis. At the same time, similar situations from the Stuka, but not quite as bad.
Yeah, Stuka's really been more about... Has got a few...
There we go.
Wow.
He gets the M6 mine as well, which was there the whole time, actually.
That was just the one shot as well.
Yeah, he like, cancelled it.
Was that it?
He moved... Yeah, you can fire a barrage and move it halfway through. Same with the Katyusha
That was
as well.
maybe it's just for the swag points. I don't even need the whole barrage, man. I can just hit you with one
Or maybe
shell,
it was
so...
to make it harder to hear or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, nice flank here with the Stim Pioneer. Still not really flanking it though, but it's close enough. Nade may wipe it.
That'll wipe it. What?
Okay, so basically how heavy cover works, right, is heavy cover gives you 50% accuracy and 50% damage. And that affects grenades, right? So if he's behind light cover, I think it's 50%. It's only accuracy. Light cover doesn't affect damage. So nades behind light cover are twice as effective as nades behind heavy cover.
Ladies and gentlemen, the more you know.
There you go, folks. There you go. And flamers ignore cover entirely. So flamers do the same damage regardless of if you're behind cover or not. In Co-1, they actually did more damage if you're behind cover. Jagdtiger wishes he was an ISU, but he is not an ISU. Nor is he Vet 1 for that little barrage ability.
Ooh, Panzerfusilier is going to go down here. It's that PTRS, man. It's doing work. 37 VPs now for our Axis. They've finally taken control over the left-hand side, though, which is nice to see.
Yeah, it cost him a fair bit, but at the same time, every cost necessary. And the King Tiger rolls out just in the nick of time. Oh, wow, but he's losing these squads. But I guess you have to. When you have 35 VPs, you know, you have to make those expensive costs. Now the King Tiger will force away these squads.
33 VPs though, 32 and they're ticking in favour of our allies here. One's getting decapped now.
Yeah, they're the middle though.
Yeah.
But it's just the lack of infantry here. It's really going to be all about the tanks, the Jagdtiger and the King Tiger. But they're very immobile, that's the thing, right? The Jagdtiger actually may find a victim. The ISU's very low. Gets cruise shot, so he won't be able to stun.
Oh, P-47's coming in. They won this one.
Wow. If he can keep getting the stun off, he needs to keep firing, but not with the Vet 2-1.
Maybe he just wants the time. If he can get the time and force off these squads in the middle, he might be able to just win on VPs.
He doesn't have to kill it, but at the same time, the right one is going to be secured with the Stim Pioneers.
Nothing on the left yet from our allies.
Yeah. Wow, loses the ISU.
No!
That was the Pack 43.
Cruise shock does not last for that long, and I think our allies forgot about that Pack 43 as well. Look towards the middle VP. Will the squad actually get the cap? I don't think it'll matter. They do back away from this one. P-47 doing some pretty serious work, but I mean, all it's really doing is buying time for our allies here. They've lost the right.
Wow. They held on with 28 VPs.
Yeah, it looks okay now for our Axis. They might lose the left, but I think overall they're looking okay. They should be able to hold 2 VPs from this point on.
I heard a vehicle blow up. I don't know what it was. It wasn't the Jagdtiger.
Hang on. I was going to say it wasn't the Stuka, but no, that's Vet 3.
Wasn't the Vet 3 Stuka. 46 kills. Oh no. Ciez, please.
46 kills. I think you mean plus 11, my friend.
Yeah. Oh!
Plus 10. That's fine.
Ouch. Yeah. Wasn't the vetted airborne, at least for Ciez, but yeah, this Stuka is just doing great work. That's forced retreat, I think, from the officer.
Yeah,
wow.
I think so. First time I've seen that in a
Not
while.
very often you see that. It's a very great ability. It's just too expensive
Yeah.
for OKW.
King Tiger.
Yeah, that King Tiger is going to be very good at wiping squads. 240 damage is a hell of a lot.
Yeah, I think our allies have realized they're not going to just win this one out.
Yeah.
They're just going for the caps at this point. They want to try and bleed down those 28 more VPs.
Jacksons are forcing it away with the armor nerf. Jackson's work against King Tigers now, which is nice, but the Yug Tiger is here. And that was the only reason why. The thing is with the Jacksons is they can't fight the King Tiger when the Yug Tiger is nearby. Because the Yug Tiger was just going to force them away. It's going to two-shot them like that. Forces the retreat almost immediately. Looking for an AT grenade. Nope.
No good.
He cancels it.
Second ISU maybe coming out here soon for Zarok. See, look, our allies they're not playing for time here, and they have the option to maybe do that. They've got so many VPs to play with. I mean, 310.
Yeah, that's what happens is when you're so close to winning on VPs, you get a bit greedy just trying to close.
Yeah.
And
it might be worth just holding on for a little bit longer, maxing out their pop cap and trying again.
Yeah, because the thing is, for our allies, it's always been that they have the infantry advantage, and they're kind of losing that, really. Ciez still has the veterancy advantage, and the Stuka's just doing more and more damage, especially with the King Tiger. It's just so good at wiping squads that if this draws out, the unit preservation is going to be very important here for Ciez and for Zarok.
And
the positioning of these tanks is going to be very important here for Xeno and for Qmotion, because they're so slow, the King Tiger and the Yug Tiger, and they're kind of sufficient on each other. The Yug Tiger only is good against tanks. It can't prevent infantry from just getting the VP. The King Tiger is great against infantry, but it can't deal with the Jacksons and the ISUs poking at it, so...
Yeah, fantastic point there, Machine, and that's why, really, I mean, two ISUs and two Jacksons would be awesome. You split them between the two side VPs. Say, you know, come get me. Which point are you actually going to go for here?
Yeah.
You have to make a decision, because the Pack 43 is in the middle. You have to split up your tanks at that point, and then they're just not going to work that well together. Vet 2 on that Yug Tiger, though.
Rate of fire.
Yeah, I was going to say...
So I think I'd like to see the allies just go for the left and the right, because they just need to try and go where the King Tiger isn't. Because the King Tiger is going to be just so good against their squads, but it seems the King Tiger is actually in a very good spot, because where it is, it's nearby the right VP that it can rotate if needed. Stuka's firing. Oh, money shot right there.
Money shot. Not as bad as last time.
Yeah,
but,
it doesn't get any wipes, but it gets, I think, 7 models. And the vetted models as well, so...
He wants more vet. I mean, how are we
Vet
looking at
4
vet 4?
Stuka. I don't think I've seen a Stuka get that high. What does the vet
What's
4
vet 4?
do? The fire rockets, which is kind of bad.
Okay, what's vet
100
5?
munitions, it's ridiculous.
Wow, what's vet 5?
So vet 5 is... maneuver the vehicle
it's
greater
faster.
efficiency.
Cool.
Yeah, so the vet bonuses actually aren't really that good, to be honest. Vet 3, I think, is, yeah, max range really helps. Vet 2 is like rate of fire, so... The Vet 2 and Vet 3 are good, but other than that, it's pretty mediocre. The ISUs are going to be forcing away the King Tiger, and the King Tiger is actually, the Yug Tiger is actually facing down.
So the allies have a VP now, and they have a pretty strong foothold.
You know what would be really nice is if Ciez went for his mage just for the recons, right? Because you really want to be able to try and catch the Yug Tiger at a position where it's facing the wrong way. You get a nice flank, the King Tiger can't protect it, and you can't really... Wow!
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the King Tigers, man, they're good against infantry.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, so by having a recon run on your major, it's quite cheap. And then you will have the vision, so you're gonna have an idea of where the Yug Tiger is, where it's facing. So that's definitely an idea. The only faction that actually has recon built into their tiers rather than doctrine specific.
Katusha on the bottom VP.
Bottom.
Yeah, it's gonna be going. It's for the direct fire.
Oh,
yeah.
It blew up the cover. This salvo here could be deadly.
Oh,
Wow.
there's a squad wipe.
Maybe even another one here as well.
Come on.
Xeno not responding.
Doesn't get it.
No,
Oh,
no.
what?
The very last rocket.
Yeah.
Quite surprising because it was actually pretty far away. The Stuka once again gets a nice shot. This VP is the death trap for the Allied infantry.
The Allied troops do not want to be there.
69 kills is the Stuka. This is just huge. And I think half the issue is just because it's very predictable where the sandbags are. Wow, the Stuka. And all 3 VPs are in the hands of our Axis, so they still have a lot of time to play with, do the Allies, but...
I mean, what can they do?
And they're losing squads.
Yeah,
the
they're losing squads.
They're not here. 3 Jacksons is going to have to
Here
try
we
and
go.
all in this one.
It's an all-in.
Wow, he's looking for it. Is there a pack 43? There isn't a pack 43.
Oh, wow.
And that's going to allow the Jacksons to
And
have a
there's
lot
a
more
bombing
superiority.
run.
They're going onto it.
Cruise
Cruise
shot.
stunned. The King Tiger is here. Do we have a Thunderbolt? We do indeed. The Jacksons are ready to go. Gets the straight. ISUs are firing as well. There's the Young Tiger. The King Tiger facing the rear armor to the ISU. Thunderbolt comes through as well. One Jackson does drop, but the King Tiger, that's not where he wants to be. He's a dead tank now. And what a triumphant push here for our allies. And that really just came down to the lack of support. No Rakan Verfers, no Shred. Whoa, Jesus. There you go, Helping Hands. There's one for you.
There's one for Helping Hands.
No pack 43.
No pack 43.
Spoiler alert, Helping Hands is making a montage of sound bugs.
So our Axis were holding on really well there. They were splitting their tanks effectively. They were playing really nicely, but then there was just a good all in from our allies.
I don't know if it was luck, but like
a lot of
the timing of it.
Yeah,
no, I don't mean like the RNG. I meant as in like the timing, right?
Yeah.
Because there was no
Okay.
there was no Stim Pioneer
Yeah,
salvaging.
no Stim Pioneer.
Because there was no supporting AT. Had there been Fusiliers for the nades, had there been a pack 43, had there been Shreks, that could have gone very differently.
Yeah.
But there was no support. There was nothing nearby. It was just the tanks on their own, and the tanks aren't one-man armies. They're they're great units, but they're quite specific at what they do, and they're vulnerable because of their lack of mobility. Still, this game isn't over as long as the Stuka lives.
Excellent point machine.
70 kills.
This game isn't over until we see a Vet 5 Stuka, I think.
Yeah.
So,
and a Vet 5 Kubel.
See how slowly it's getting veterancy?
Yeah.
So it's not ticking up very fast. Even
that's Incendiary. Wow.
Okay. Worth
See,
100 munitions. Denies the VP pretty hard.
If it wasn't OKW, I would say yes, but it is OKW. The handicap is huge, and it's more airy denial than anything else.
Oh,
wow, it's a separate cooldown.
Yeah, it's a separate cooldown.
I didn't know that.
That's good.
Okay, all right. It's expensive, but it's worth. I thought it would be the same cooldown.
Like
that's
a lot
okay. There we go.
Barrages
Not as bad as I thought. Yeah. Like say if you get a mortar and you use the precision barrage, that then is also the barrage cooldown. Yeah. Okay, so I can dig
Axis may be in trouble here. They might be able to potentially... I mean, they've still got VPs. They're playing well. I think the issue for them is...
the ISU, the Pack 43 is looking for one more shot to secure this one. Out of control.
Nice
it's
work.
Dead. That they needed desperately, because with no Young Tiger and no King Tiger, there's nothing really to prevent the ISUs from just wiping these squads.
Very well played from Xeno there.
But Qmotion can almost afford his next King Tiger, or his Young Tiger, if he so desires. Xeno is a bit more far off though, so probably not within the context of 28 VPs. But
I think they've succeeded in bleeding out allies pretty dry as well. I mean, 131 from their pretty much 360 from memory, or so that they had earlier on in the game.
Yeah.
When they were destroying our Axis. So.
Yeah. So the other thing as well here is this is going to open up now Shermans. If he wants to, Ciez could go Shermans because there isn't the tanks to worry about. There we go, Sherman right there.
Up there.
A smart choice, I think. He's going to have a hard time against their heavy cover and doesn't want to get caught by the AT grenades. He can get a flank though. He goes around the side.
He might just go in for it. Yeah, okay.
Actually, Qmotion's out of munitions. He doesn't know that though, but Qmotion can't nade this even if he wanted to, which he probably would want to Stuka.
Maybe going for the repair.
It's Vet 5!
Ah, success!
Alright, Qmotion wins the internet for today.
Congratulations, Qmotion. Very well played, sir. We salute your Vet 5 Stuka.
We can quit the recording right now, because Vet 5 Stuka.
That being said, it's still looking pretty entertaining. I think our allies might have it.
Yeah.
But I'm just not sure. I mean, the Pack 43 is still in the middle.
Is there a tier 4? There isn't. Yeah, so
yeah, I don't think so.
Shermans are just going to win this game, honestly. Shermans, ISU, Katusha, Guards So the reason why guards are so strong is they don't require veterancy. Because guards are all about the PTRS, whereas, you know, Panzer Fusiliers, even Obers to an extent now, they kind of need veterancy to actually be good.
Right.
Guards just don't. I'd even say that about LMG paratroopers. But, yeah, VPs are being held. 2 Panzer Fusiliers are moving in.
Well, was that a bombing strike? Onto the Pak-43?
Yeah, it was.
Yes, it was.
Nice.
Okay, cool. So that gets taken out, and that could be...
Young Panzer IV is desperate, but...
Desperate?
Yeah.
Desperate choice, but it might work.
Not going to be waiting out. That was Xeno, so there's a Yug Tiger as well, so there's actually quite an abundance of AT.
Here we go.
Yug Tiger is here.
They've still got 25 VPs, can they hold on?
Yeah, the Sherman's going to be clearing up
Oh,
this
no.
VP. The Volk Squad's going to have to retreat. And no, he's going to die, in fact. Moving
2
up
bolts
with the
down.
vetted paratroopers, the left one. This engagement may have decided it, but with the guards, with the veterancy behind the sandbags with the DPs, there was no way the Fusiliers were going to win this one. Even then, that's actually the breakthrough. That's clever. It increases the capture or the decapture speed of the middle VP. But I don't think this is going to be able to be held. Yeah, he's going to lose in the cons, but he's buying time. No, he retreats anyway. There's the 2 VPs here, left and the right. Even then, the middle one is neutral, so a little bit ticking down. Yug Tiger's firing, so it's going to be zoning away the Jackson.
22 VPs is slowing them down for our axis now, but they're still ticking, remember. Let's try and hold on to the middle and take a side. Young Panzer IV's trying to back away now. Yeah, Sherman's got to be careful in that engagement.
Yeah, the Young Panzer actually got a Jackson.
Nice.
That's what killed it in the end. So the AT is pretty huge now with the Young Panzer and the Young Tiger.
But the real question is, do our axis have enough time?
Yeah, and can they prevent the infantry captures? They just don't have any infantry. Look at Xeno, he has nothing. Qmotion only has a couple of squads.
Stuka needs to go top again. I mean, the Stuka has to clear that squad out.
Where is the
2
Stuka?
squads collapsing. 14 VPs.
There is the Stuka.
Okay, it's firing on the middle. Yeah, okay, it's trying to deny the middle. Can't let it get caps. That's not going to get anything. Damn. Not even barrage.
GG. 9 VPs left.
Top. I don't think it'll be in time.
You won't get it in time. The guards probably can't win this, but
Yeah.
even then, they're just going to be buying time with the lives. Yeah. GG, well played.
GG, well played.
GG, and really that game just came down to that decisive push where there was just no supporting AT. But yeah, it was very nice timing there, coming out of both Ciez and Zarok, but a very, very well played game.
Definitely was.
And one thing about Stukas is it actually does take a bit of skill to aim it. You got to know what angles to fire. You got to try and bait your opponents.
And it's where the shot's hitting as well, because you don't want an AT gun to end up between the shots.
Yeah.
And there's no kind of a
Marker where the
or
rockets
something,
land.
yeah, where the rockets actually land. It's just like a big line thing. So having not being a really big OKW player, the first time I tried to use a Stuka, I'm like,
Yep.
difficult. But Qmotion, he's got it under control.
Katyushas, there isn't much to it. You just drive close, click in the middle. Okay. Please hit things.
Much less micro, but fantastic game from
Yeah, it
both
was
of
really
our teams
exciting.
there. That was really back and forth. I did enjoy that quite a lot. You know, had the OKW had a little bit more VPs up their sleeve,
Yeah.
we might have seen another comeback here.
Losing that Panzer headquarters was a pretty huge blunder, because that's a big setback. But I think really it was kind of his fault. Like for putting it out in the open, there was no chance that one was going to die sooner or later.
Yeah,
even if it
dangerous.
finished, this gun would have just killed it with a Sherman. That was the perfect spot right here, I think.
Yeah.
You know, or as I said, somewhere like here where you're going to be sort of preventing. Like here, I guess is a bit riskier, but then you kind of prevent off the road, and then you still have the rocks and the walls for support. So yeah, there's one thing about OKW is you got to try and work out where the placement is ideal. But that'll wrap us up. We are the Generals Gentlemen. Thank you for watching. If you like our content, consider checking out our Patreon to help us support us make YouTube videos about computer games instead of working shitty retail jobs.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Well put, Machine. Well
yeah. I mean that's the most blunt way of putting it. I
put.
guess
It really is. Yeah, no, I
Um,
agree with that. It's true as well. So
Yes.
that's good. So thanks a lot, guys. Cheers.
Catch you later.